Hello and welcome to the Everyday Father. I'm Charles Schultz. Man, fatherhood's crazy, right? There's just it's chaotic, it's unpredictable, it tests your patience and your limits. And for me, it's always been one of those things that you can't really plan for. That I always try to figure out how do I accept this? How do I adapt to this? And one of the keys that I've discovered in my life is the ability to adapt to the chaos of being a father has helped me to better pursue the things that I'm trying to get done. You know, just for example, the last few weeks, my son was on the bus and on his way to school and got sick and puked all over himself. And I'm sitting here, I'm trying to get some work done, and then all of a sudden I get a call, "Hey, you gotta come get your son. He got sick on the bus." And so that throws a wrench in my day. And then just this last weekend, we were getting ready to go to Columbus. I had a game I was coaching, and we were going to take the kids. We were going to spend some time with the family. We were going to get out of the house and enjoy ourselves. And as I'm getting the other two kids in the car, my son goes over and he goes to the bathroom, and then he gets sick. He starts puking. And from the excitement of going to the disappointment of not, turned into a nice little chaotic moment of tears and crying and a whole lot of just disappointment. And then you have I'm laying on the couch being calm to screaming and running in circles and yelling and throwing things, and just the chaos of young children. And a lot of times I've found that there's two things in particular that I try to focus on that help me adapt to the chaos of life. This is also very true to the chaos of fatherhood. The first thing I really try to make sure I focus on is I minimize the number of things on my to-do list. I see a lot of people who they create to-do lists and they're 8, 9, 10 things deep. And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of things I'd like to get done. I have a huge list of things that is priority tasks, but I don't put them on a list of things to do on a daily basis. I have two separate lists. The first list is the list of things that I'd like to see accomplished at some point. And it's a lot of things. And periodically I'll go in and I'll shuffle and I'll change the priority of the things on the list. So this is a running list of things that are important to me to get done. And at any given moment, I can go back through and I can say, okay, this needs to be moved up on the list. This needs to be moved down on the list. This actually isn't important to get done anymore. I can cross that off the list. I finished that one, so that one's off the list too. And having this active list of just everything that I want to get accomplished gets it out of my head and keeps it on a page, which frees me up mentally to not have to be sitting there thinking about it on a regular basis. So that's part one. Part two of this is every day I have 3 tasks. That's it. 3 tasks every day to minimize the amount of things that I'm trying to accomplish. And these are the priority tasks. These are the ones that are the most important today. These are the things that I have to attack. And they're not always work related. They're not always getting something done related. So this is an important part too. If I feel like over the last week I've been spending more time with my girls than my son, then one of my tasks might be play with my son. Go outside, play catch with my son. Run around. He likes to play zombies. He likes me to pretend like I'm a zombie and chasing him, and he likes to run away. It's a fun little game that we play. But I make sure that's one of the priority tasks. Because if I make something else one of the 3, if I make something else one of the priority tasks, it's really easy for me to get distracted by the things on my list. And then at the end of the day, I look back and I go, man, I didn't play with my son. So I always make sure that the priority tasks are on my 3 list. So make a list of things that you want to get done. Start labeling them out. And then from there, you can prioritize them in order of importance. And then every day you pick 3 things that you have to get done. That's it. Now, if you do more, great. But this allows for you to have the chaos of life step in, and hopefully you still can get those 3 things done. Most of the time, what happens is we have lists that are too long, and then life gets away from us, and we don't get to number 5, 6, 7, 8 on the list, and we feel like we're not doing anything. Or we're working on our list and we get distracted by the things that are less important. The things number 5, 6, 7, 8. The things down the list all of a sudden now become the first thing on the list, and we're not getting stuff done. And life's too busy for that. We can't get distracted by the things that aren't priorities. And this is, again, when we minimize the number of things we have to get done, we focus on those things. So give that a try, put some things together, create the big list, minimize your stuff for the daily things, like what is your targets today? So on my daily today, important daily actions, one was do this video. I haven't recorded one of these in a minute, and I wanted to make sure I spent this time doing this. 2 is I have to get my son on the bus today, so that's a priority to me to make sure that I'm focused and prepared to get him up, fed, on the bus. And number 3 is making sure that I'm my best energized self for when I coach this evening. So again, they're not actually like business related at all. These are all just other things that I want to make sure that I'm at my best for. The nice thing, again, sometimes when you look at this list, these are all things that I'm going to do anyway. I just want to make sure I focus on them. So again, it doesn't have to be huge tasks. You don't have to be knocking out 800 emails. You don't have to be build a swing set for your kid. Like if that's a thing today, then make that the thing today. But remember, we can choose where we focus. And that leads me into my second thing that I always try to make sure I pay attention to. Is the chaos, the stuff, the things happening within my control? I can't control if my son gets sick. I can't control if the weather turns from nice to bad. I can't control a lot of things in this world. That doesn't mean I don't get upset. That doesn't mean I don't react. But I move through things faster when I accept that they are not within my control. And I think that that's a very important part of all this, is understanding what you can control and understanding what you can't, and being able to let go when chaos starts to creep in and life starts to get crazy, that I can let go of a lot more things quickly. I think that a lot of parents out there, I'm amazed by. They have multiple kids doing multiple activities at multiple times, and they find a way to make it work. But that's a lot of chaos. And if one of the practices gets rained out, or one of the things gets wet halfway through, or chaos. Or you're making dinner and the kid throws the food across the room, chaos. The dog gets sick, chaos. You can't control these things. Be upset, have a moment, move through it, move past it, put it behind you. It's worked for me really well. Again, it's very possible that's because I was a former baseball player, and I'm used to letting go of mistakes and letting go of things I can't control, because a lot of baseball is failing. But I think it's worth a shot. The first part is a no-brainer for me. So start trying that one. I think that your life will become better when you simplify it, when you list things out, and when you make your days about one little thing at a time, 3 things max. You can do less than 3. If it's a day where like life's been crazy, let's get one thing done today. This is my one thing. I think that'll work too. So give those things a shot. We're going to have some more fun here in a little bit, but we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. In the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers, we're on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Hey NGBN, it's Brian Jodas with Pick Up the Six Productions. Join us here at Pick Up the Six as we introduce you to the men and women among us who go above and beyond through service, purpose, and impact. Whether it's travel in the United States or right here from our studios, we can't wait to pick up the six with you.
Hello, welcome to Veritas. I'm your host, Adam Colazetti, and I'm here to guide you on a meditative adventure like no other. Join me and lose yourself in your imagination as we travel the outer reaches of the cosmos, quest for powerful talismans, and explore the inner realm of your subconscious. What might you find along the way? But be warned, fair traveler, this path is not for the faint of heart. On this path, of one thing I am certain, dragons be here. Are you ready?
Hey guys, welcome back to another movement of the week. I've got a core circuit in store for you today. I've been meaning to get to working on the core a little bit. I know it's a big favorite for a lot of people to train. However, I think we go about training the core often the wrong way. The purpose of the core is to link energy from the lower body to the upper body. When we're running, it connects. Right? It's this cross pattern that connects up and across our body and allows us to turn and rotate as we run, to swing a golf club, to swing a baseball bat, softball bat, to turn, cut, brace, right? So bracing in the core is an important part because it allows us to ground ourselves and absorb force from up top when our core is braced. And so I think a lot of times we spend way too much time doing crunches and forcefully pulling our shoulders towards our belly button, towards our pelvis, and just reinforcing this poor posture. Now, I'm not saying there's not a time for some type of crunch motion, some type of flexion of the core. I just believe that our core becomes more useful when we train it to work in the locomotion that we have on a daily basis, right? So I like to, I like to incorporate single arm presses with the landmine, rotational movements while I'm standing up with the landmine. Today I'm going to show you a couple things with a dumbbell that are going to be bracing in some rotation motions, but a lot of what I do is actually when I'm on my feet. So I'll show you another circuit like that later, but I wanted to give you some stuff that you can start to implement in your workouts right now. So the first one we're going to do is a push-up position bird dog. Okay, so bird dog is typically here, right, and we're working this. Okay, to up the difficulty to make it a little more challenging, we're going to pop up into the push-up position here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to squeeze and extend, brace, return, squeeze, extend, brace, return. And as you can see, I'm working shoulders, chest, core, my glutes are firing, my lower back is working. And as you go, you're gonna find you wiggle, you're gonna find you have to stabilize a little bit and work a little bit harder there. I think this is a great exercise. If you're not there yet, do it from your forearms. If you're not there yet, do just an arm at a time. If you're not there yet, just do a leg at a time. You can progress to that motion that I just showed. Okay, you don't have to start there, but we want to build to that. If we can brace in that position, that's a strong position. That means your core is working really well. The next one is a bug, but I'm going to add a little weight for this one. So traditional bug, I'll show you that first, just so you can add it in. But we're going to be here, knees up, arms up, and we're going to extend, and we're going to alternate. When we add the weight here, okay, this is going to hold up. I'm having to brace a little bit more, and then we're going to work one side. We're just going to reach, extend, hold, come back. And then after, 12, 15, we'll flip sides and we'll do it again, okay? So that's a great one for working that core, working that bracing. The bug alone, if you've never done those, we'll get to you after a few. Okay, next one. This is the hardest part of the Turkish get up, in my opinion, okay? So the Turkish get up, you start from the floor, you sit up, rotate, get to a kneeling position, and stand up. We're eliminating all the other motion. We're just working the ab tilt portion of that. So I've got this, it's 30 pounds. I would recommend starting light, but we're gonna extend up overhead. We're going to twist and rotate, palm to the floor. I think it helps to look up at your hand so you can see where you're pointing to make sure you're still pointing up towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna return back to the top. Slow and controlled, touch, back to the top. If you notice, as I do this motion, my shoulder will rotate to balance the weight. Don't let the weight follow your body. This is gonna lead to you dropping it. So that's why I think if you look up at your hand here, you can actively press towards the ceiling, and that visual will help you realize that you're in a straight line pointing straight up. So give these 3 exercises a try. I think you're gonna like them. One, because they're a different type of challenge. They're not gonna burn in the core like a traditional set of 100 crunches or bicycles or whatever else. But I promise you the next day, you'll feel it in through the sides, in deep, right? If you cough, you'll definitely feel it. If you laugh, you'll definitely feel it. But it's gonna be a different kind of sore, tightness, and use of the core. All right, so let's start getting the core working the way it's meant to, and it's gonna make you a better athlete. It's gonna make you move better. It's gonna make you feel better. So give these a shot, and we'll see you guys in the gym.
What's up, everyone? This is Chris Fontana, founder of Go Primal Lifestyle and Fitness Apparel and host of the Primal Mindset Show on NGBN TV. Coming to you from Long Island, New York, with the transformative show that shares inspiring stories of overcoming adversity and embracing personal growth. Hosted by me, who has triumphed over immense challenges, including addiction, mental health struggles, and significant weight loss. This show features conversations with individuals who have conquered their own obstacles. Through heartfelt discussions, the Primal Mindset offers hope, guidance, and inspiration to listeners, encouraging them to persevere and never settle. Join us on this empowering journey of resilience and transformation as we share the stories of incredible individuals who have embraced the power of the Primal Mindset. Join us on NGBN TV.
Welcome to Tripping Through Transformation. I'm your host, Guillaume Poirier, and I'm inviting you on a journey that will expand your outlook on life. Join me as we delve into the realms of mental health, resilience, personal growth, community, and alternative healing. Through personal narratives and expert insights, we'll explore the transformative power of shared stories. Get ready to escape from narrow perceptions and dive into a world of diverse perspectives. Tripping Through Transformation is where stories become pathways to empowerment.
Hey, I'm Micah McCreary,
And I'm Rich Fry, and welcome to TrueX Outdoors.
the ultimate outdoor show.
So come tag along with us as we experience thrilling adventures in hunting and fishing.
From the mountains to the rivers, we'll bring you the most action-packed outdoor experiences.
Watch us now on NGBN TV.
TrueX Outdoors.
Hello and welcome back to the Everyday Father. As you can tell, I've been battling a little something this week, another dose of chaos. And as I reflect on this week, the old saying that the days go slow, the weeks and years go fast. And I can't agree with that anymore. It's so amazing to me to think that my son's already 5, that my youngest daughter is starting to say words and run around and play. And I think it puts in perspective the struggles and the challenges of being a parent. You know, parenthood is the hardest job we'll ever have. It's the one that tests us at every turn, that makes us wonder if we're doing the right thing, that puts us in a place where we just want to pull our hair out. And then sometimes we just need a break, you know, we just need to step away. And I think the more we own that, the more we appreciate the challenges that parenthood brings, the easier it is to navigate some of those things. But something that I really try to do that really helps when things get hard, because things get hard, and there are days where it's definitely harder than others. And what I really try to do is I hold on to the little moments that light me up. The ones that I know I'm going to remember years from now, the ones that I'm going to look back on the images and the videos, and I'm going to smile the same that I did in the moment. You know, this last weekend we did an Easter egg hunt for the first time with my youngest, and it was freezing out. So it wasn't a whole lot of fun for the entirety of the thing, but watching them run around, watching them just have joy from something so simple as finding and picking up eggs. And they weren't even finding them. They were just littered all over the playground. So they're just wandering around picking up eggs. But that little bit, that changes everything. You know, the hardest days are made easier by a simple smile, by a laugh, by an "I love you, Daddy." And I think that too often we don't hold on to those little moments, those little things, and the challenges of life then feel bigger. The moment feels harder. And it is just that. It's just a moment. And I'm not saying that this moment isn't hard that you're in, or that your kids aren't making your life just miserable at times, because they have the ability to do that. They're literally a mini you. So it doesn't surprise me that periodically they're pushing all the right buttons. They understand the buttons to push. So, but find some small wins. Find the joy. Find the little things. And I think that when you do that, you're going to find a whole lot more positives out of everything. Don't let the chaos, don't let the negativity, don't let the hard moment where all of a sudden everybody's sick and they're puking and they're throwing things and they're not listening and life is just feels like it's going to hell. Don't let that dictate how you react to the next moment. Trust me, you're going to get upset. You're going to find moments where you're like, I need to go away for a minute, and I need to scream, and I need to grab a pillow, and I just want to, punch a hole in my wall. I get it. They will push the limits. But remember, they are trying to become like you. They want to be like you. So, while they test you and they push you, take a breath, take a moment, think about a moment that really made you smile, and take yourself there for a second. And I hope that helps you kind of step out of the moment that's chaotic and crazy and hard. And remember, these moments aren't going to last. It truly is incredible to think that my son will be 6 next year. He's going to kindergarten. My middle daughter is going to preschool. I don't have a whole lot of time in the grand scheme of things with them at this age, at this size, where they absolutely want their daddy. That's not, that's going to evolve, and I'll be needed in different ways. So stay in the moments, appreciate the moments, find joy in the moments, and hopefully every day gets a little bit better, and we just do the best that we can. So, all right, so it's time to end today's episode on a lighter note, something a little more fun. We're bringing back Name That Tune. Name That Tune is, what am I listening to lately? What have I been diving into during my training sessions? And for this first video, as you can see here, I'm setting up for a Nordic hyper. I'm actually hanging out with my daughter, so keep that in mind. All right, that's a little giveaway for you. And I'm getting ready to take this set on. As you can see, I'm getting the fingers going, pointing at her, singing to her. What do you think I'm listening to? If you guessed a country tune, this one's The Painter by Cody Johnson. First, I need to know who you are, because that's impressive that you picked that up without any sound. Secondly, you might know me a little too well. But here it is, Cody Johnson, The Painter. Check this song out. It's one of my favorites right now. He's really crushing it.
Into the picture, brought the beauty I was messing with her.
The next video here, the next one, we're looking at bench press. I'm setting up. I've got this is a pretty heavy set for me, and I'm getting ready to rock and roll. This one I'm kind of, getting into it, bobbing and weaving, jiving. What do you think I'm listening to? This is Jorge Quintero, and he is actually the composer of the 300 Violin Orchestra, which is one of my favorite songs. If you've never heard it, check it out. But this one is actually Club Hip Hop Beat 2. I know, weird name, weird title. Great song, great creative music composer. He does some really cool hip hop orchestra. If you like the hip hop orchestra stuff, check out his song Wrath of Champions. It's another good one, but I think you'll like this one here. Check it out. Listen to this one. The last one, I'm setting up for a heavy set of Cable Rose, and I'm getting ready for this one, and I'm rocking out. Not really rock, so don't let that trick you. Don't let that trick you. I'm kind of in a no lyrical music vibe lately. So keep that in mind when you think this one. What do you think I'm listening to here? If you guessed Pirates of the Caribbean, first off, whoa, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's happening, but you'd be right. So here it is. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. He's a pirate. Check it out. Hope you had a good time listening to some of those tunes at the end. I'm loving the different music. It's just keeps me focused. It gets me kind of in the zone to do what I need to do. Ultimately, I just want to have fun out there. Exercise is already hard enough. Staying fit, staying healthy, they're challenges, and so is parenthood. And when I get the chance to, I want to make sure that I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. I'm including my kids. I'm making it fun. And the more fun it is, the more likely I am to show up and keep showing up. And so to end today's episode, here is my daughter dancing to the theme music to The Everyday Father. So I hope you enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys next week.